Police saying Councilman Bryant is facing charges of assault in the third degree for punching Mayor Newton. Mayor Newton telling NBC News in part, adding, Bryant has no business serving as a public official in our state. 1 month after that scandal, Mayor Newton was arrested on a harassing communication charge, allegedly using obscene language toward Bryant and his wife.
Well, next time you call me a boy, I'm going to follow that and I'm going to hit you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You ain't man enough to stand up to me, man.
Call me a boy again. Or better yet, why don't you call me like you've been calling me?
Wow. Tarrant, Alabama may not be a household name, but the chaos unfolding here is on par with the notorious drama in Dalton, Illinois. Trust me, you're going to want to check this out. So this situation in Tarrant isn't just messy, it's a full-blown meltdown fueled by years of this feud. This is the kind of beef you expect to hear from a rap battle, not a city council meeting. But just 3 weeks ago, during a heated city meeting, the mayor and the councilman were once back at it at each other's throats, trading accusations and insults in front of a stunned audience. This is the kind of dysfunction that makes you wonder if they're auditioning for some kind of reality TV show rather than actually running the city. We're talking about a beef so intense that led to a councilman socking the mayor in the face.
Police officials releasing video of the attack, appearing to show Councilman John Thomas Bryant hit Mayor Wayman Newton in the parking lot after a council meeting. Officials saying the incident took place in front of witnesses, including the Tarrant police chief.
So let's dive into this madness that turned this town into a symbol of dysfunction. Let's get into it. So someone got snuffed here. The infamous punch between Mayor Wayman Newton and Councilman Tommy Bryant wasn't just some one-off incident. This happened years ago. You check it out right here.
Officers placed Bryant under arrest at the scene. Moments before the violence, this council meeting showing tense moments between the two leaders.
I disagree with everything you said. Everything you said is erroneous.
Their arguments escalating.
Councilman Bryant,
No, I'm talking. If a police officer would tell you the truth about it,
Mayor Newton telling NBC News in part.
So apparently this heated council meeting spilled over into the parking lot where words were escalated into violence. Bryant claimed that he was provoked by quote unquote fighting words, socked Newton in the full view of witnesses, including the police chief. Though Bryant was arrested and charged, a court eventually acquitted him, accepting his claim that the mayor's comments had pushed him to the edge. While this punch itself is old news, this clouds over every city meeting, setting a tone for a town perpetually at odds. Imagine, fighting words was the way for him to get out of that one. Well, we are in Alabama. So 3 weeks ago, a city council meeting took chaos to the next level. What it could have been a routine session turned into a shouting match where Newton and Bryant exchanging accusations. Newton accused the council of sabotaging his leadership. We can talk a lot about some of the issues with Newton, while Bryant deflected the blame back at the mayor, calling his decisions reckless.
She took this to court and won a large lawsuit against the city of Tarrant because of Mayor Newton's actions. This is the case right here. So
actually, she did not win a large lawsuit. The insurance company.
All this that is coming up with because against the police chief, which was found to be unmerited, and that it was something that the mayor did because on a certain night, the mayor followed me and the police chief out to my car, and he came up to me and said, F you, and I made a comment, got a quarter, I'm cheap tonight. In court, listen to this, in court.
And you also need to tell them what else you called me. In
court, he testified that only reason he said, I'm going to F your wife, I'm going to F your wife. He went on to talk vulgar about what he's going to do to my wife, and then I hit him. And the court, by the way, said not guilty. That was fighting words, that any man that had any reasonable guts about him at all would have hit him. So, thank you, court. Anyway,
so next time you call me a boy, I'm going to follow that and I'm going to hit you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You ain't man enough to stand up to me, man.
Call me a boy again. Or better yet, why don't you call me like you've been calling me?
Wow, here we go, the racist again.
Come on.
Here we go again.
You want to do it?
Come on. This is not, let's not go there. Let's stop, Tommy.
You want to go there? You want to go there?
Tommy, please stop.
I'm sick and tired of dealing with you
Tommy, please stop.
And your shenanigans for 4 years. So if that's what you want to do, then do it.
He's talking about equity.
Tommy, just stop. Stop, Tommy. We got to handle the city business. Stop, Tommy. Stop. Stop, Tommy.
I'm not stopping.
But the thing is, you're not serving a purpose. Stop. It's about the city. It's not about you no more. Not about me. Let the courts handle it. Stop, Tommy. Just be quiet. Please. Please, for me.
Telling the truth.
Please. Just stop.
Witnesses described the meeting as more of a verbal brawl than a discussion where tensions are so high that left residents just shaking their heads. Tons of examples of dysfunction. Issues like the firing of police officers and the hiring of 2 police chiefs. Yes, 2 were brought up. Both sides are throwing blame for the situation where 2 individuals simultaneously claim the same leadership role into the fire department.
Firing the fire chief could mean a hefty bill for one central Alabama town.
Right now, Tarrant is facing a $500,000 payout after firing Chief Jason Rickles. He has since been reinstated as one of 2 chiefs in the town.
Mayor Wayman Newton says he fired Chief Jason Rickles back in 2021 for an incident that happened in Georgia, putting Rickles behind bars. Mayor Wayman Newton says he told councilors when he terminated Fire Chief Jason Rickles, but the chief's attorney claims that isn't the case.
State law requires the mayor in a town the size of Tarrant to report any employment action, such as a termination of a fire chief, to the city council, so the city council can take action.
I did my job. I fired him. I provided them notice, but they chose not to act on it, and so that's on them.
Tonight, the council was supposed to decide whether to reinstate him or back pay him, as well as give him front pay until Rickles' retirement date. And this was another point of contention between the council. Rickles even going before the council to say he will walk away and take the back pay and front pay without being reinstated, something Mayor Newton says he disagrees with.
The personnel board orders had some pretty specific clauses in there in terms of what he was entitled to. And again, he's not entitled to $500,000.
Jason Rickles, I'm the fire chief here for the city of Tarrant, and I'm not coming to try to get Patrick's job. Patrick's done a great job. We all know what the mayor did to me. We all know how he did it to me. We all know why he did it to me. You were terminated.
And I do not want to. I'm talking, Mayor.
Black realtor.
I'm talking.
And her colleagues.
Sir, I don't get to choose the race of the people that come to my house. I don't get to choose what race they were.
Charged criminally.
And they were all dropped, sir. So I have no charges. So I don't know what he's talking about my termination. If that's what he's terminated me for felony charges, run my record right now. There's not no felony charges. I would sign a hold harmless agreement, and I would not sue this city for a single nickel. If you just pay me my back pay, which has already been ordered by the personnel board, all right, pay my attorney's fees, and then pay me for 22 months.
Instead of resolving the problem, the meeting just deepened divide, leaving citizens frustrated and disillusioned. To understand the depths of dysfunction, you have to go back to the roots of the feud. Newton, Tarrant's first black mayor, and Bryan, a councilman with a history of controversial remarks, have been at odds since Newton took office. And one infamous 2021 incident during a public council meeting.
I mean, I know I'm black.
Do we have?
You want to address what I have to say?
Do we have a house in here?
Yeah, you. Okay.
Do we? Hey,
Yeah,
do we? Would she please stand up?
Y'all are seeing this, right? Cameras.
In an interview with NBC affiliate WVTM at the time, Bryant stood by using the word, saying he was repeating language the mayor used.
I thought that the city ought to know what kind of terminology the mayor uses, and I didn't want him to get away with it. So that's the reason I made that comment.
Bryant remained unapologetic. Newton denied ever using such language, and Bryant's justification only deepened the animosity between the two. This situation was a defining moment on their ongoing feud, further polarizing the city and cementing its reputation for dysfunction. Newton, in turn, has labeled Bryant's intent on derailing his administration. Their beef has turned Tarrant's government into a battlefield where policy takes a backseat to these personal vendettas. And the people of Tarrant are left to deal with the fallout. Many citizens are voicing their concerns. They're upset. They're saying all you do is fight each other while everyone else is left to deal with the consequences. Another person labeled the city as a circus and a laughingstock, pointing out that while leaders squabble, pressing issues like infrastructure and public safety are ignored, it's clear that the residents are just fed up with the nonsense, and this infighting is not doing anything but stalling any meaningful progress.
Come now and let us reason together. All I've heard tonight and every other meeting has been I, me, you. I don't care what happens or goes on in this city, you're going to be looked at as a whole. The people of Tarrant are suffering because emotions have gotten in the way.
So if this feels like an evil alternate reality of the office, that's because it basically is. Their lawsuit claims that Newton's behavior in the office is impeachable under state law, and the list of allegations reads like some kind of terrible HR report. He's accused of illegally obtaining law enforcement information, meddling with police operations, delaying reports, overspending city budgets, failing to protect Tarrant's credit rating, leading to the foreclosure of the city's sewer system, no less, and even using city resources to push his private business ventures. But wait, there's more. Newton allegedly canceled meetings without proper notice, neglecting to update the council on the city's financial health, and failed to maintain meeting records, basically skipping the parts of his job that sounds like actual mayoral duties. Naturally, the mayor fired back in only the way a politician could, by calling this a political smear campaign and filled with slanderous lies. He said this frivolous impeachment lawsuit filed by the few remaining supporters of the Tarrant City Council is fueled by desperation. It is the latest effort to fight my efforts to bring positive change to Tarrant. This just seemed like a total mess. When people take personal vendettas over public service, the entire community just suffers. There's racial and political divides fueling this dysfunction has highlighted the need for obviously accountability and transparency and governance and some sanity. But without those, trust just disappears and chaos remains the norm. It becomes the norm. For the city, healing will require its leaders to set aside their egos and try to work together, and it's a tall order given the current state of affairs. So can Tarrant recover? We'll see. The drama in this city might make good for headlines, similar to Dalton, but the people who live in there, it's a nightmare. The question is whether the city can move forward from the feuding and focus on solutions, from building trust to addressing the misuse of funds and resolving the fire chief situation. The path forward won't be easy, but for Tarrant's leaders don't find a way to come together, they risk losing not just their credibility, but the future of the city. So we'll be checking out this story. It was quite crazy just to see what's going on here, but let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.